All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all having a great day. We got another Q&A today, but we can't be calling them Q&As no more because we got an official title. We're going with Yankees mailbag. That's what these are going to be called. And yeah, for those who didn't see the first one, I've only done one so far. This is the second one, but this is something I'm pumped about because one, it allows me to discuss a wide variety of topics within less than 10 minutes, hopefully. And two, it gets you guys involved. Now, there's two different ways to submit a question. One is through my community tab, which I'll always post a Q&A announcement on my YouTube channel, the community tab. And two, if you want to guarantee your question will get read, you can head over to streamelements.com/YankeesAvenue/tip. I'll put the link in the description. This is just if you want to guarantee your question gets read. It's entirely optional. You don't have to do this. Once again, you can submit a question for free on my community tab, and there's a chance I'll select it. But if you want to guarantee it gets read, streamelements.com/YankeesAvenue/tip. But with that out of the way, let's get right into it. And we're going to start out with Jordan Schumann, who writes, what would Gary's season have to look like for him to be re-signed after this offseason? Thanks for the question, man. And yeah, I mean, it really depends on what the rest of the catchers in baseball are doing. That's Gary's value. It varies year to year, not just based off his performance, but other catchers' performances. I mean, last year, Gary had, a 99 OPS plus and hit like 23 homers. He was right around league average, but when you compare him to catchers, he was actually above league average offensively. That's really what it's going to depend on. Is he good offensively? Because we pretty much know his defense is what it is. And two, what is the market? And just overall, what is, how are catchers around the league doing at that time? So we'll have to see. If I had a bet on it, to be honest, I think the Yankees are going to stick with Gary Sanchez. I think they'll have him past 2022. That's my take on that. Thanks for the question, man. Moving on. Alex Coley writes, if the Yankees get Rodon and Freeman or Olson, but no shortstop, what grade are you giving this offseason? Man, that's tough. I mean, that's not even that good of an offseason, to be honest. And maybe that sounds like a spoiled Yankee fan. I don't know. But, and you guys know I want Rodon, I want Olson, I would want Olson or Freeman. But, I mean, priority number one's got to be to go out and get a shortstop. I mean, if we get a number 3 starter and we get a first baseman, an upgrade over Luke Voit, who's, left-handed and better defense, like Matt Olson or Freddie Freeman, but we go into the opening day with Anderson Simmons as our starting shortstop, or we go in with, I don't know, even Gio Urshela, that would be disappointing, especially for the fact that there's 2 superstars available on the market. One's better than the other, Correa over Story, but I'm going to stick with what I said on last video. I want the Yankees to sign Story, and I do believe they're going to sign Trevor Story. So that would be disappointing to me. If you ask me a letter grade, to be honest, dude, I'll give it a C+, and that plus is only because, they had... If you get Rodon and you get either Olson or Freeman, I'll obviously be excited for those, but, it'll kind of almost be bittersweet, because it's like, all right, we're kind of, half pregnant here. Are we going all in, or are we not going all in? Because if you're putting that money towards... Freeman, and if you're going to put all that money into Rodon, not that he's going to cost a crazy amount, but probably $20 million for at least a year or two, then why not just go out and put money into Trevor Story? Or why not go out and put money into Carlos Correa as well? That's just my take, though. You guys may disagree. Moving on. Jerome Rumella writes, how many prime Stanton years do you realistically think we will get? I love him, but I do worry he will drastically fall off in the last 2 to 3 years of his contract. To be honest, Stanton doesn't concern me all that much. I feel like at worst... Maybe not maybe the last year of his deal, he'll be like 2016 A-Rod, but I don't know. I kind of feel like his style of play and just, the fact that he can be a DH, I feel like it will translate well through, the rest of his career. I mean, I feel like the worst will get a Giancarlo Stanton up until, like I said, maybe the last year. I feel like he'll still be like a 30 homer guy, and be a guy that has a 115 to 120 OPS plus. I can't ever see him being incompetent at the plate, to be honest, which may honestly be a hot take. I know there's times where, right now in his prime where he looks incompetent. But with the way the Yankees rest him and all the DH time, you imagine that his body will hopefully hold up relatively well, as he gets through his later years. And I'm pretty sure we have him signed through, 37, 38? So that's really not, it's not like I mentioned 2016 A-Rod before. He was 40. And Stanton's going to be 37, 38. So I'm going to assume it's going to age pretty well. Obviously, fingers crossed. Moving on. Big Boy 97 writes, would you make Judge the captain before or after he wins a championship? Jeter had 4 rings before getting the torch passed. Yeah, but who was the captain before Jeter? That's what I would say. Don Mattingly was named captain, and he didn't, obviously, as we know, win any World Series. I think baseball, it's different. I'm not too big a fan of other sports, but I'm not sure how it works. But, it's not like how, with the NBA or the NFL, if you have a great quarterback. Baseball, you really got to have a great surrounding product. I'm not saying you don't in the NBA and the NFL either, but it's different. It really is different, and Judge could be... We've seen it with Mike Trout, right? I mean, Mike Trout is arguably the greatest player of all time, and the Angels have had, 1 postseason appearance? And also consider the fact that while Judge he hasn't been amazing in the playoffs. And I'll say I'm the biggest Judge fan in the world. He hasn't been amazing in the playoffs, but he certainly has been good offensively, and he's definitely done his job, more than done his job defensively as well. So, it's definitely not Judge's fault the Yankees haven't won any World Series. And when talking about a captain, I mean, if you were to describe what a captain is, like, I feel like it's exactly Aaron Judge. Represents the Yankees tremendously off the field, is a superstar on the field. He's arguably the face of baseball, one of the faces of baseball. He's a top 3, top 5 jersey sell every single year, and the fans love him. I don't see any reason not to name him captain, besides the fact that he's not currently signed, which, just like Jeter, once you extend him, then you'll name him captain. I truly believe that's going to happen, as it should. Jake W. asks, what is your opinion on MLB and the MLBPA agreeing to approve jersey patches / decals for advertisements? Bro, to be honest, I fucking hate this. And I know everybody's going to say, oh, the NBA did it and people get used to it. Yes, I'll get used to it. And no, I'm not going to boycott. I'm not going to not watch baseball because of it, but it's just going to be ugly, And I like the Nike sign. A lot of people, opposed to how I feel, be like, oh, we don't mind the Nike logo. I love the Nike logo. I think it looks sick. I want it on there. I've said that from the get-go. From the second they announced it, I was all for it. I really was. Looks slick as hell in my opinion. It still does. But there's a difference between like the Nike logo and like putting, I don't know, Frosted Flakes on your jersey or whatever advertisement you're going to put on there. But at the same time, same way I feel with, this totally different, like 14 team playoffs right now. I can't stand the idea of that, but if it gets baseball back sooner, honestly, I'll sign up for it. Last one, Ronnie G 655 asks, do you think the Yankees can make a serious run in the playoffs this season, if they have one? Well, there is going to be a season. It's a matter of when, not if. But yeah, I mean, I do think the Yankees they have a serious run in them, but you could really say that about any contender. And that's what's so great about baseball and tough about it, as we've seen being Yankee fans the last few years. It's a crapshoot. It really is. You get in, you have a chance, but at the same time, you can also be, a juggernaut. You can also be the best team in baseball by a landslide, and, you could get bounced in the first round, So with that said, it's tough to, predict anything right now when the team's not even complete. I mean, we don't have a shortstop right now. Our first baseman that is currently on the roster is probably going to be traded the second the lockout's over, So there's a lot of needs that we have to fill. And this might be me being a biased Yankees fan, I'll admit it, but there is still a lot of talent on this team. I've gone on at length in previous videos talking about how underrated the pitching staff is, and it really is. The Yankees have one of the better pitching staffs, one of the best, a top 5 pitching staff in the American League, and I hope they're going to add one more starter. So I'll put it like this. If the Yankees make the necessary moves, then yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be in the running for, obviously, a playoff spot, the AL East, and then once you get in, anything can happen. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this Yankees mailbag. I almost said Q&A. Don't say Q&A. Just kidding. It's fine. Yankees mailbag, though. I enjoy this, guys. I really do. Thanks so much for the questions. Once again, if you want to guarantee your question gets read on one of these videos, go to streamelements.com/YankeesAvenue/tip. Drop a question there. I will really appreciate it. Or you can always drop it in the community tab as well. That's going to do it for this video, guys. I will see you guys next time. Let's go, Yankees.